What's up guys, this is Matt with Flagstaff Camera, and today we're going to talk about why metering doesn't matter. Let's jump in. Okay, so just hold off on the hate comments for just 30 seconds. What do all of these cameras here have in common? From the ultra not professional to the arguably ultra professional. No light meter. My hypothesis, which I have tested, is that you don't need a light meter and it doesn't matter when you're shooting negative film. Okay, so I've tested this. You can shoot any reasonable speed film, 200, 400, 800, in one of these point and shoots, which is going to give you like a f11 at maybe 100th of a second sort of vibe. Your pictures will come out fine. Maybe they're a little thin, maybe they're a little dense, they're going to be fine. You can shoot big professional cameras with fancy film in pretty much any direction. You could shoot the 50 speed, the 80 speed, the 400, 800, 1600, and just pick like a normal setting, like maybe an f8 and a 125th of a second. Your pictures will turn out fine. Now, if you're in the dark, right? Okay, use a little bit of common sense. Maybe open up a couple of stops on the shutter and on the aperture. But really, the people who are gonna hang out, spending all this time spot metering every zone and figuring out every little detail for their photographs with a meter, it doesn't matter. Negative film has a huge latitude. You can do all kinds of terrible things to this film, and there are photographers who, not being technically minded, I think is the polite way to say that, would basically pick up a camera, learn how to focus it, basically keep the same settings all the time and shoot. And they would rely on their lab to clip test the film and figure out exactly what the development needed to be and then do that for the whole roll. I don't think we need to go that far. I think you should know what your settings are and you should know what they do. But I don't think you need to spend a whole bunch of time metering every scene all the time, calculating reciprocity, failure, exposure compensation, all this crazy stuff. Unless you're shooting large format with lots of filtration, just like overexpose it by a stop and you'll be fine. Spend less time thinking about the technical details of my aperture needs to be f11 for this because of such and such. Just focus on the composition, look at the light, take pictures. The meter doesn't matter. Of course, if you happen to have a nice camera with a really good meter, that's not going to hurt you. But you should also know that your meter, when you have one, is lying to you, typically, and you should learn to read why it's lying to you, how it's lying to you, and how to overcorrect for that. In short, when you're shooting negative film, black and white or color, the secret is overexpose a little, or a lot. I shot a couple of rolls recently where I overexposed by 4 stops. I overdeveloped by 3 stops. The film came out incredibly dense, and you know what? It looked great. The scans look fine, perfectly printable in the darkroom, perfectly manipulatable, is that even a word? In Lightroom or darkroom, whatever you wanted to do, like the actual settings on the camera don't make that much of a difference. What matters is I saw the moment, I saw the light, and I captured it, and I didn't spend my entire day dicking around with or missing shots because of my settings. Anyway, I'm sure I'm going to get some very hateful comments, so feel free to just leave those down below, but please be nice about it. We all have our own opinions, you know? I'm not that fragile, but I'm a little fragile. Do you think metering matters? Do you use a dedicated meter, a spot meter, a meter on your phone, a meter on a different camera, a meter on a digital camera, or no meter at all? Let me know. Until then, see you in the next one.